What's up, everybody? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by We Print Wraps. We Print Wraps is the wrap industry's #1 source for wholesale printed wraps. They offer free nationwide shipping all across the U.S. and Canada. Go to WePrintWraps.com today. Okay, folks, welcome to the All Wrapped Up podcast. If you're new to the show, I've been a weekly listener. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. As you know, I don't ask for much, but I appreciate it if you left your feedback and a 5-star rating on any platform that you're listening to. It really helps us out in getting the word out about the industry. And don't forget, if you find value in the content, subscribe and tell a friend. And now here's a brand new episode of All Wrapped Up with Chucky Courty on this special SEMA recap episode. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to All Wrapped Up podcast. We'll be interviewing industry-leading wrap companies to share tips, tricks, stories, and more. All right, cool. So we'll go live. We've got Chucky Courty here today. Again, I haven't had multiple guests yet, but you know, my boy.
From the Great White North.
The Great White North. What's going on, Chuck?
Cold here. It friggin' snowed, so I would much rather be back in Vegas right now.
Yeah, no shit, right? Fucking New England and up north. Damn.
Yeah.
Sucks, dude. Sucks. So we're going to be talking, we're going to be doing a little SEMA recap a little bit. You're going to be my eyes, my ears, my voice of the show a little bit, and pick your brain and talk about some projects that you saw down there. Talk about some crazy projects you were involved in. I mean, fuck, I don't know anybody that works harder than you, bro.
Yeah, here, hold on one sec. Can I get a large regular and a pumpkin spice muffin?
This
I'm
fucking...
so sorry, we actually don't carry the pumpkin spice muffin anymore.
Right,
For muffins, I have blueberry and fruit explosion.
I'll get a blueberry muffin then.
Sure. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, drive it up.
This guy's ordering a fucking goddamn muffin.
Gotta get the Timmy's. Gotta get the Timmy's.
Oh shit, dude! Fucking ordering a muffin. Did you get a coffee? Did they not have it?
Yep. Yeah, I got
for the road.
Yeah. So,
you're fucking gangsta, dude. By the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah. Awesome. Thanks. All right. I promise I won't do that again.
There's no fucking Timmy's in Vegas, right?
Yeah. No, there's definitely no Timmy's in Vegas, but yeah, Vegas was fucking awesome. It was a good time as always, and yeah, it kind of sucks that you didn't make it, but I know you got some plans that your money's going elsewhere for a certain wedding coming, next year?
Next year, October, kid.
Damn.
Tying that knot.
So you gotta save up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, the only problem is the wedding's going to be in October, too. 2 weeks before SEMA next year, so I don't know. I'm going to try to con my future wife on taking the honeymoon to Vegas.
Well, I think you should just get married in Vegas. Kill two birds with one stone.
Fucking A, right. I could do that.
Have a rapper's wedding.
Yeah. Just invite everybody that's down there that's in the rap industry. Just
hey, everyone is down for a good party, so I'm sure if you did that, everybody'd be down with it.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
It would definitely be nice.
It was fucking awesome. Yeah, I had a good time. As probably most of the people that were there know, I was in the KPMF booth wrapping up a car, which was right next to the Avery booth. So those guys over at the Avery booth were doing the speed wrap on 2 Camaros, an older Camaro and a brand new one. So there was Justin Pate and like
Jim
a great
Miller
team of rappers over there. So yeah, Jim Miller, John Duver, Kiss, Demas, Chad trying to think who else was over there. Joffrey. Yeah, they had a good team over there, wrapping up the two Camaros. And then I had a Mercedes C63 AMG, just doing a color change on over the 4 days. The 3M booth had a lot going on. They were doing a lot of demos over there. I didn't really get a chance to walk around too much because I was the only one in the KPMF booth, but still managed to get around like 2 hours at the end of the day.
Every day that you were there, just 2 hours?
Yeah,
jeez.
I was basically get there at like 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, and then work and wrap until 3
Damn.
or 4. But yeah, it was good.
Those are fucking long days, huh?
Yeah. Then try to go out at night. Whew.
Yeah. And try to be there for 7 in the morning? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Come on.
I've had the conversation with Justin Pate a lot about that. I don't know how some of these guys do it. That will work the show and then go out at night and go until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and then have to be there early the next day.
Yeah, not feeling good with lots of water.
No.
That's crazy. Well, dude, tell me a little bit about what you had. I mean, you wrapped a lot of cars for SEMA this year, and I know you did a lot of traveling, even pre-SEMA. Like, you were gone for weeks at a time. Talk to me a little bit of what you had going on there.
Well, Jamie and I, who owns Grounded Concepts, which is the shop that I'm wrapping out of, we kind of teamed up like over a year ago, I guess now.
At least last time we talked, I think you were moving.
It's been almost a year, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we traveled across the United States. We hit up let me remember now. We hit up Monroe, Georgia, Arkansas, Utah, California. Yeah, we ended in Cali, Yuba City, California, and then we had one that wasn't ready, so we had to end up driving back. And then the week before SEMA, or the week, I guess SEMA started, we went to St. Paul, Minnesota, and did that big truck with the tracks on it.
Jesus Christ.
So
how many vehicles total did you have in the show this year?
We had a few because we ended up doing a bunch at the show, like just like die cut lettering on the sides, like sponsor stuff. Yeah. So we ended up doing like, I think in total full wraps, honestly, I think it was like around like 10 this year. Jesus.
Is that the most you've done so far out of all the years you've been involved with it?
No, last year I think I did 12.
Oh, shit.
But the problem is we got a late start this year. So, because a lot of the trucks weren't ready. So, we ended up, doing them like the month before.
Yeah, trying to get a head start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely key, especially when it's crunch time.
Yeah, so like the entire like month before SEMA, I wasn't home. And then I was home for like a week, but not really because we were freaking staying at the shop. And then we ended up leaving for the one place in Minnesota at like 1 a.m. on Monday night. We got to Minnesota, I think like around 2 on Tuesday. So
damn.
Yeah.
A lot of traveling. And this is, no flying. You're actually in the truck driving all the way down.
We had to drive because a lot of them we didn't know like if material was going to be ready. There's always something that can come up. So to drive, if not, you can't really drive because you don't know like what's going to happen. Like,
right.
1 minute you could be on schedule and then, like, they forget to ship something for one of the vehicles, so then you're, like, stuck there.
Yeah,
So.
up Shit's Creek with nothing. Plus you could bring all your tools with you and not have to go through that TSA nightmare.
No, I mean, it obviously is a little bit easier.
Yeah.
We did probably, in total, on our first run, probably 10,000 miles.
Wow. Jesus.
But, I mean, we saw a lot of cool shit. Like, I've never been to Northern California before, so, like, to go there was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm glad we're not in Cali now with the fires going on, but holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking nightmare.
So.
That's insane. That's insane. So 10,000 miles, huh? And you ran that trip. Was it you and who else went with you?
Jamie came with me.
Jamie
so
came
yeah,
with
we took turns driving, and yeah, it was a good time. Good tour.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Tour. Lots of In-N-Out burger and Chick-fil-A.
Did you stop at any other shops on the way? Stop at any
we had
shops?
planned on it, but we honestly didn't have time. And by the time we did most of our driving, we were leaving like super late at night.
Really? See, that sucks.
So,
when you can't enjoy yourself, you know, it's always like work, on to the next one. Work, on to the next.
Well, that's basically what it was. We worked and slept a little bit. So.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So what booth at the show, at the SEMA show, was like the poppin' booth? Because all I could see was like all the Instagram posts, live videos, and all like crazy nonsense going on over there.
Like, I think so. We could draw a crowd at KPMF, but I think, like, honestly, it probably came down to like Avery or 3M having like the most people at their booth, like,
Really?
because like they can draw the crowd because of what they're doing. Like, they were wrapping a car in 2 hours, like a full color change, and I mean, you just get people like their eye on it. Like, I know I don't really pay too much attention to it. It doesn't bother me that people sit and watch and talk to me and whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people would, like, having people looking over your shoulder. Like, as soon as I would start, like, wrapping a panel, like, a crowd would gather around and they would, like, ask you questions, like, oh, why do people do this? Or, like, why are you doing that? Or, oh, like, why wouldn't you paint it? Blah, 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 like, all that stuff.
We couldn't fit the booth in here. That's why we didn't paint it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's phenomenal when you got the elite of the elite, like in the industry rapping. It's amazing what you can do, you know, with the speed rap.
Well, almost every booth had a member from the Masters of Branding in it, like, except for, I think, Oracle didn't have. They had the guys from WWWRAP in there, but like Tech Rap had Tadashi in there with a couple guys, and then 3M had Phil and Molly and Casey Folk, and they had a couple guys over there that were in the mob, and then like myself in the KPMF booth, and then obviously I'm pretty sure actually, except for Joffrey, all the guys that were rapping in the Avery booth were all mob members as well.
That's
so
insane.
There was mob guys everywhere.
That's so cool.
So, I mean, it's cool for the industry that, like, we as a group are getting our name out there, as probably one of the most elite groups in the industry, alongside with obviously Pain is Dead. And, you know, a lot of the members of the mob, there's a couple of them that are part of PID as well. So,
right.
Yeah, like, it was good. And then, you know, we had the parties that night. I didn't actually get to make it to the Avery party by the time I got out of the show because it was somewhat early, 7 o'clock. But, you know, like, I get to walk around and having an exhibitor pass you can walk the show after hours. So by the time I walked through the building and stuff, and that was actually when I met Chip Foose, was after hours, because he can walk through and not have to get mauled by so many people, except for that one Canadian that was like, "Holy shit, it's Chip Foose!"
I saw that. I think I commented. I put the little comment. The Chuck and Chip, or Chip and Chuck.
Yeah.
I tried to make a cookie joke out of it a little bit. Got a couple chuckles out of it. I mean, that's probably the best time to see those types of people, those.
Well, actually, it's known that the celebrities will walk around after hours because they won't get harassed by people, except for obviously other exhibitors that are they're closing up their booth or they're changing something for the next day or whatnot. Right. I just happened to be walking through and saw him, so.
That's cool. What'd you guys talk about? Did you guys talk for a little bit?
I just said hey, what are you doing? You're walking around, and I talked about wraps and whatnot, and then paint. It literally had probably an 8 to 10 minute conversation with him. So.
Wow.
But he was looking at the Model 3 that we had in the booth because he thought it was painted. And, I mean, he's a big muscle car guy, obviously. So,
right.
I showed him, pointed over at the Avery booth because he was basically at the corner of our booth, which kind of crossed over with the Avery booth. So, literally had a quick little conversation, nothing major, but it would have been cool to, talk to him more, but obviously he's a busy guy, and he's very, very friendly. So he's not stuck up. He's a good guy, a genuine guy. So
just a normal dude.
He's just like you or I. He literally, you can tell he cares about his fans and the people who know who he is. He's a big time celebrity. He's well known in the auto industry. Obviously, a lot of people that wouldn't know him from the auto industry know him from, TV or whatnot. So.
Right. Yeah. The guys paved the way, even with the TV stuff and his products, and he's involved with a bunch of different companies too. You know what I mean? That a lot of people don't know.
3M and stuff like that. He was at the 3M. The little 3M get together that they had, and the guys were telling me they all got a kind of a one-on-one with him and got autographs and photos and whatnot. So
that's cool. Hey, who knows? Maybe Chip Foose will a little education. Maybe one day he'll get a car wrap. You know what I mean? Done.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hey, anything's possible, man. Anything's possible.
Because a lot of people, obviously there is someone in our industry that is pretty well known that actually, I mean, I'm not gonna say who he is, but he, you might know who he is, but he used to work for him, and we actually talked about him a little bit, but yeah, he used to work for Chip Foose, and he's big in the rap industry, so.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to do a little research now. Maybe I know who it is, and it's not coming to mind.
100% you know who he is.
All right.
You might not know his name, but you definitely know his page.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna have to do a little research then. Fucking A. Everybody makes me work on the fucking podcast, man. I just want to talk to people. Everyone always gives me little hints, and then after I'm editing, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what they meant.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I've been watching a lot of car shows on TV coming up. Not just the Yanni one, but it was one I was watching Bitchin' Rides the other day. The owner, I don't know his name, but the owner wanted to get his Mercedes touched up and it was kind of slow at the shop. And he was like, oh, forget it. I'm going to bring it over to the wrap shop. It was like a detail wrap shop, PPF place that he usually deals with. And he got his car wrapped in like a satin, I think it was like a satin red in a Mercedes. It was a 63 or something like that. And it looked great, but just to see that in the process on TV, man, it just goes to show you like where the industry's going. Like people are looking at that as an alternative now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know. So who else?
Well, I know isn't Yanamize is just launching a new show now, isn't he? Like it's kind of like The Apprentice, where people are battling it out for a job working for him. So there's like 40 rap contestants that are going to, and ultimately one of them will get a job with Yanamize.
Yeah, and you're going to get training. You're going to get training as well with it. I think who's involved in it? Is it Avery that's involved with it? One of the big corporate companies are involved in it. I think it's
Avery.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of cool. I think it's part of the show that he has, or it's like a YouTube thing. Because I see a lot of people posting up on like social media, being there and doing it. I mean, I think that's a great opportunity. And at the end of the day, you know, it just brings more awareness to the industry. You know, if he's got that pull, you know, I know he's in the UK and everything, and it's different. It's not apples to apples as it is here and there, but you know, good for him for doing that, because it definitely opens up the opportunity for someone to kind of mimic or do something similar here in the States. I think that'd be a great opportunity to document something like that and get these distributors involved. I mean, why not?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, if it was closer, I mean, I'd definitely go and compete to audition for that. Obviously, on social media, Yanamize is probably one of the largest rap shops, or the most well-known rap shop in the world, next to like what's it called, Metro Raps out of Miami. Like they're pretty big. Like there's a lot of big name rap shops. And then there's like shops, like there's a couple guys that came by the booth that I didn't even know, like, that there was that many employees working for that shop. Like, there was like a group of guys that came by, and they all worked for one big shop just over in, I guess, just near California. And I honestly thought there was like 2 or 3 people that worked in the shop. They have over 15 employees.
Jesus Christ.
So, and then we also had Premium Auto Styling stop by our booth, and he filmed some stuff with Ryan. So, I mean, him and his guys came by. So they were doing a lot of, I guess, vlogging as well. Yeah,
that's his big thing. Daniel, I mean, he's definitely opened up his eyes a lot more to the industry and different options and stuff like that. I think it, you know, things kind of turned around maybe around when him and I had our conversation and talked about different materials and combinations to get different effects. I mean, he's got a pretty large group too, and they've been in the industry for a little while, and I think he was talking about opening up a second location now as well, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. Good for him, man. He deserves it. He's a hard worker. His crew is hard working, and it's real.
Yeah, they had I talked to one of the guys there, and I mean, they all seem to really enjoy where they work, as well as working for Daniel. And I mean, that's a good combination, is having your employees want to work just as hard as the owner does. And like, I talked to a couple different big shops, and you like talk to them and you're like, oh, so like, does the owner work in the back with you? And it's like, nah, he doesn't work in the back. He like sits up in his office. Versus like guys like Casey from PDX, he works in the shop with his guys. Like,
Right.
he loves doing that. He would rather put vinyl down than go and, sit in front of a computer all day. Like, I could never do that. I hate computer work. I don't like sitting in front of a computer. I would rather just wrap stuff.
Right.
But for certain, I guess, business owners, they feel they can do more, obviously selling the job. If you got a good team behind you, then, like, I know one, John Doover, it like kills him to like have to go and sell because he would rather be rapping. But John Doover's like good at everything. Like,
Right.
he can sell the shit and he can install it. And like, he's like,
Well,
he wears all the hats in the house.
at the end of the day, that's going to be your best salesperson, is someone who knows how to install it and knows the whole process. I mean, a lot of people just, throw it out there and it's just like, it's a wrap, it's a sticker, it's premium stuff. They don't get into like too much details. And it's like, if you want it, you want it. If you don't, we don't. We'll do something else, whatever. It's, when you got somebody passionate about the design, the printing, the production, the installation, you can tell when you talk to somebody, you can tell how passionate they are in
100%.
in it, and it sells itself. When you're passionate about a project and you're talking about it to somebody, you get that person fired up. You start feeding off each other. You basically have that job by the end of the conversation.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Talking to people like a human being, bro. It's like that goes so much more than being like a robot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I hate when people come off like salesmen or salespeople like at me. I'm just like, nah, dude. I'm like I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I'm completely turned off when you come out and they got this like weird voice going on and you could tell it's not the way they talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could just feed off of that. You're like, nah, I don't want to buy anything you're selling. You're acting weird. You're not being normal,
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how a lot of these guys do it. Like, getting back to John Doover, like, I don't know how that guy has time to have a family life, let alone sleep, with the amount of shit that he does day to day, with working with, Avery, running his business, having a family life, being a husband. Like, I don't know. That guy he's an animal.
Yeah. There's not a lot of people out there. I mean, he could have an end goal. Just work
He
your balls
does have an
off.
end goal. And his ultimate plan, I mean, he's fighting for it and he's going to do it. He's definitely motivated, that's for sure. And I mean, it's just guys like him that I look up to and want to strive to be more like and be successful like that. Like him, Jim Miller, there's like all those guys.
Yeah.
They all,
all the vets.
So
yeah, all the vets in the industry, man. Everybody that's put in some crazy time to get to where they are.
You can't say that those guys haven't put in their time, and they have. They definitely have never been handed anything on a silver spoon. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Well, we'll get there someday. We just gotta time. You know what I mean? One day. What I was gonna ask you, did you end up making it over to the Rap Glove booth?
So I did get over there, but there wasn't any competing going on when I went. But I sat down with Troy and Tommy for a little bit. They had a pretty badass booth out there with the big trailer, and they had the big install bubble that Rick Fedora was doing PPF in, as well as they had I think it was the Aurafoil wrap competition with knifeless tape.
Yeah.
They had a lot going on. I friggin' love those guys. Troy and Tommy are a good bunch of guys. They're definitely very well known in our industry, and they do a lot for us, making what I think is the best glove in the industry. Now, obviously, getting back to Pro Series, they just launched a new glove at the show, so we'll see where that goes. But, I mean, Troy and Tommy have always been there for me and been good to me with their gloves, and obviously we support each other, so
Right.
I always do what I can for them, and they definitely go above and beyond to do good for me. So, but yeah, they had a pretty badass booth with a lot of attention. They were over by the Ford Drift Circle, so they were outside in the Vegas heat. So,
which must have been miserable. I mean, was the heat just like?
Oh man, we were like, obviously we were inside, and so I didn't know what the weather was like inside because we were in an air-conditioned building, and you go outside, you're like, holy shit, it's hot out here. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't stop watching all the videos. Like Kevin was posting videos, Tate was posting videos, Marcos was posting videos of wrapping that like ball or whatever it was. It was like it was either like a bowling ball or something that was like attached.
Yeah.
It was just insane. They were trying to wrap that on one piece.
Yeah. So I gotta give a shout out to my boy over at Wrap Logic. They did a truck at SEMA for another buddy of mine. Tony, his truck was called the Six Lug Thug, and I went over this truck, and this kid did fucking amazing on this truck. Like, I was like looking at his front bumper and his rear bumper, and this guy fucking one-pieced this crazy ass bumper. I can't remember if it was a bodyguard bumper or if it was fusion, but it was fucking crazy. He did a friggin' amazing job on it. So I gotta give credit where credit is due. So make sure you follow Wrap Logic on Instagram and follow this guy. Like, he's definitely an up and comer. So he did amazing on Tony's truck. So I got to meet him in Vegas, and after seeing his truck that he wrapped, and there's a couple other builds that ECD was a part of, but I didn't unfortunately get to wrap some of them. One being super busy, and two, a lot of the people had some good chops, and it definitely a lot of the guys came to Vegas to win. Like, some of the shit that came out this year was pretty friggin' amazing compared to the years previous. Like, the first year I ever went to Vegas, some of the wraps I saw were just horrendous.
Yeah. So that's what I've heard. Like, a lot of as time progresses, the wraps get a lot better, but like sometimes, you look at stuff, online, and you can't really tell. You're like, oh, it's a sweet wrap, and then you meet somebody that was there, and it's like, dude, that wrap was just not the best. It's just peeling, bubbling, or whatever the case may be. And again, not to talk shit about anybody or anything, but you are doing that in the time crunch at the same time. I mean, what do you expect to get sometimes?
I always said that I would, never make excuses for your work. Like,
no,
whether you, like, we literally did one of the trucks, Jamie and I, in like less than 30 hours straight. We always had someone working on it. And like, I always said I would never, ever let someone tell me when the vehicles had to be done. I would control the timeline. But unfortunately, this year, we didn't have that option. So we went against what I always said. But I don't know. I didn't make any excuses for anything. I knew some of them weren't perfect, but it is what it is. And I spent a day and a half before the show, like, just making sure everything was good, because a lot of the stuff, once I left, I wouldn't see it until Vegas, so.
Jesus. Yeah, and who knows how many hands would have been touching it by then, or...
Well, that's the thing, too, and then they get them detailed, and you never know what kind of detail product they're going to put on them, but yeah, like, we worked with a lot of good shops this year. We worked with Defiant Motorsports out of Monroe, Georgia. We worked with Riding High Motorsports out of Yuba City, California. Camber Customs out of Arkansas. California Customs at Arkansas, and then 8080, and yeah, like we obviously a lot of the shops that we work with are very reputable shops. There were like a bunch of amazing people to work with. So once again, we had a good year on that part of it, of, you know, being able to work with the builders. And a lot of them would bend over backward for us, so we've never had any issues with that part of it. Like, you know, you ask them to do something, they go and do it right away. So that's always good when you're working with a good shop. So.
Oh hell yeah! It makes the work go a little bit easier and smoother, less stress.
Yeah.
And I always said, I think I said this when I talked to Mike in April too. It's nice when you can, you know, you had mentioned about, you know, not being able to do all of them. Obviously, you'd like to do all of them, given that you have the time frame. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's nice to kind of share the wealth, and, you know, wrap shops that you can trust and know that will do a good work. You know, pop them a little bone. Who knows? You might get one later on too. And, you know, it's nice that, you know, someone like me, let's just say, for instance, someone like me who's never done one for SEMA, but given that, you know, I on the podcast, people might see my work or whatever the case may be, then we're like, hey, I might have one in Boston. Let's call Jeff to do it instead of flying out and dealing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would be completely honored to do something like that. Like, for instance, like a shop like me or something like me, like such a small guy, to have an opportunity to have something showcased that I did for SEMA. Man, for me, smile ear to ear. That'd be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not always for the big heavy hitters anymore. The little guys are getting a lot of these jobs too, which is nice, you know? And I like that. I know, you know, Sean over at Vantage got that one opportunity, and, you know, he's like, dude, it's going to be my first one. I've never been to SEMA. It's my first SEMA, you know.
Well, actually, I hooked up with him at the Wrappy Halloween. Like, I literally never met the guy, and I'm walking through the crowd of people, and I made eye contact with him, and I just started staring at him as walking towards him, and I was like, holy shit. It was just like, we just started shooting the shit, like, we knew each other for friggin' years.
Oh my God, it was so funny. It's funny because he was like, he texted me and he was like, dude, I met Chuck. And I'm like, yeah, cool. It's like, he's such a cool guy, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, I didn't know it was him until, like, we started really talking, and I noticed his accent, and I'm like, fuck, he's Canadian. That's Chuck. That's what he said to me. He didn't know who you were at first until you started talking to him.
I was like walking, because I've just recognized him, and I just remembered from, like, his pictures on Instagram, like, what he looked like, and then just started shooting the shit with him, like, I was like, fuck. And then I saw, like, Lucid Wraps there,
nice.
And then,
Jake.
you know, like, all the, like, those guys came by, and just, like, a lot of, like, people that I see, you know, once a year, or see them at RapsCon.
Right.
I didn't see Digital Dan, so he didn't make it.
Digi Dan, I know he did not make it. I actually talked to him that week. I had a question about something, and he wasn't able to make it out, but
so Digital Dan, if you're listening, you better get your ass to Vegas next year. I'll be disappointed.
He's so funny. He is so funny. I hadn't talked to him. Well, I think I talked to him after RapsCon for a little while, couple weeks, and then he got super busy and had to catch up with a bunch of stuff at work. And I hit him up. I was like, dude, text me when you have a second. Well, that 1 second ended up being almost an hour and a half conversation on the phone. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you and I.
Yeah.
Look, we won't talk for like a week or two, and then we'll catch up. We'll be on the phone for like 2 hours, and I'm just like, shit, how do we not record that conversation, you know?
That's what you should just start doing, is just recording your conversations with people. But obviously tell them that way when they start talking shit, you got it all recorded.
Yeah. Gotta give them
up for ransom.
Give them a disclaimer in the beginning, just to let you know, on the record, you're being recorded.
It's like calling Metro. They're like, you're on a recorded line. How can I help you?
Oh my God. I love hearing people like that sometimes. And then when you try to go back and be like, listen, you recorded that phone call, go back and listen to the conversation. They'll be like, I think it's all for show.
Yeah.
They don't really record it.
Exactly. Yeah, who else did I meet? Remix Raps from Minnesota. Talk to them guys, and
Blake's such a cool shit.
Trying to think. Oh, Neil from ND Vinyls, and Tate, and Kevin from PG Nola. Man, there was just like all kinds of people. There was a lot of people from like across the pond, from the UK, from Australia.
Hey,
like,
did you get to meet Stuart from the UK? He made it all the way down.
Stuart,
he was he actually works it's like two different shops. There's like a training shop, and then there's like his own shop. But I think it might not be his own shop. He just works there. He was on the podcast. He was actually the only one I actually interviewed from overseas a few months back.
Okay.
I don't know if you got to meet him or not, but he said he had such a great time.
If we came to the KPMF booth, there's a pretty good chance that I did. But like I said, there was a lot of people there. Like I met, I shouldn't say I met David, but talked to David from the wrap shop from I believe in New Zealand, I believe, or Auckland. Yeah, Auckland, New Zealand. So I've known David for a couple years now, so it's always good to catch up with him. And he's like, man, I can't believe you fucking drove down here. Like, why didn't you guys record that shit? Like, we drove to Vegas from our shop, pulling a Jeep that was in one of the booths in my brand new truck that I literally just put another like 8,000, 9,000 miles on.
Jesus Christ. I know you got that truck the week of my birthday back in September. Right?
Like I literally have had it 2 months now.
Right.
And I just actually went in for the first oil change, like right before the 2 months hit. Jesus. And they're like, already? And I was like, yeah. Like, I drove this bad boy to Vegas.
Oh my God.
So.
But your truck's all decked out now too, right? You've got like wide tires in it.
I got a lift and wheels for it, and then we printed the wrap, but I like haven't had time. I wanted to get it wrapped before SEMA, but yeah, I didn't have enough time to do it, so I'll probably have to wait a little bit longer, because Thursday I fly out to Utah. 88. Oh, shit. So as we speak right now, I'm currently driving in a whiteout snowstorm that I can't even see the friggin' road.
Right now, it's snowing already like that?
Oh hell yeah, dude! So, like, it's a complete whiteout right now.
Oh my God!
Like, this is insane. It's snowing bad. Hold on. I'm sorry, I gotta throw in 4x4.
Yeah, right. God, I can't believe that you guys have already gotten, your first snowfall was like, what, last week?
Yeah, we got it, but like Knops Wraps had snow for like a month and a bit now.
Jesus Christ.
We got it for like 2 months ago. Holy man, this is insane. Like it's like a wall of snow.
How much more of a ride do you have?
Probably like an hour about an hour now if I gotta drive through this shit.
Oh man. That's crazy.
This is freaking bullshit if you ask me.
See, if you live in California, this is what you're missing out.
Yeah.
A little bit of the white stuff.
I'm gonna send you a picture of it so you can see what I'm dealing with right now, and then you can post it on your podcast. When you post my thumbnail of who you're talking to, you're like, who the fuck are we talking to today? Well,
oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna post that up after we're done talking. Be like, this is gonna be Monday's podcast. Guess who it is?
Yeah, guess who has this wall of snow?
Who's getting everyone's going to be looking at their forecast. Who's getting snowstormed right now? Can only be someone up north. Oh, fuck. The joys of living, like, up in this area. I mean, they're calling for snow in my area sometime early next week already, which is, like, absurd to be calling for snow this early.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I figured Boston would get, like, as much snow as we do.
Dude, honestly, we don't probably see snow till, like, maybe the beginning of December. You know what I mean? Yeah. And us getting it, like, this early and being cold this early is honestly just, like, foreseeing what's to come. Like, it's already going to be a bad winter. I can already tell.
Well, like, we're already hitting, well, I should say not me, but, like, out west, they're already hitting, like, minus 15, minus 20.
Jesus. How do you, dealing with that sucks.
Yeah, but, I mean, you know what? We don't know any different. It's like California. It's like, how do you deal with that heat all the time? But they don't know, like, they don't even feel it. But when it gets cold, and cold to them would be like, what, minus 40, minus 50?
Maybe.
Would be freezing. So
I find it so funny when I see people from California come here in, like, the fall, and they've got, like, winter coats on, and they're not from around here. It's just like, that's still t-shirt and shorts weather, dude. Like,
yeah.
Well, enough about the white stuff. Let's get back to Vegas, man. Fuck.
All right, yeah. Let's get back to Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of jealous that you're going to Utah in 2 days. It's gonna be another amazing. You're gonna be there all week and having fun.
Yeah, I'll be there for a week with the guys over there.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
What other crazy raps did you get to see there that were like top notch, other than the one you saw from Rap Logic?
Pixelworks knocked it out of the park with like a gold chrome wrap on I think it was an F250 or F350 that they did for, I believe it was an RBP truck, which was right out front of the North Hall. So, like, it's always good to see John. He came alone this year because he said he was too busy, that the rest of his team couldn't come, or his wife. So he came by himself this year. But yeah, I always like talking to John from Pixelworks in Texas. Who else did I see? I'm trying to think. There was a lot of good raps. So, most of them I didn't really know who did them, but, hold on a sec. Just got a Brinks truck that decided to stop in the middle of the road, so. Like, that's a good spot. So yeah, Pixelworks did a good job on a couple. They had a lot of builds there as usual. Sam from WWWRAP out of, I know he's not Portland, that's PDX. He's like over Idaho, I believe.
He's up in that area though. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam did probably about as many as I did or more. But he had a lot going on there, so we saw a couple of his raps that he did and his guys. Who else? What else did we see? I'm trying to think. That was. It's hard now because there's so many good raps. Impressive Raps had a couple there. And I mean, those guys always amaze me with the work that they do.
Dude, so did you get to see the GTR that was Tanner Fox's?
Which one was it?
The green faded into black. It was like chrome, matte chrome.
Sounds familiar.
It was from
but
SD Raps did it, I think.
I want to say I saw that. I think I did. I believe that one was in Central Hall.
I think it was
South
like
Hall.
I think it was like it looked like it was outside, but I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe that wasn't the same one.
I forget what Tanner calls it. It's like what does he call it? Something Zilla. Something Zilla.
Okay.
Something to do with like Godzilla, but it's not. It's not. But I saw the video they posted up from SD, you know, putting it together, just the amount of work alone that they put into that car was just unreal, top notch. And it was crazy because they had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people holding up the panel, and they've got like a bunch of like it was like some of them had torches on, some of them had whatchamacallits, fucking losing my thought here. Oh my god. The freaking they had torches, heat guns, and then they had steamers. Fuck. Steamers.
Okay, yeah.
They had like 2 steamers going, you know what I mean? Moving it around on the film, and everybody's trying to like not stretch it and kind of relax it in, because if you stretched it, it'd be a nightmare and all this shit. Dude, it was just a crazy video they posted up. I think it's on YouTube. If you get a chance, look up SD Raps, man. It was such a great video on how they, produced the graphic, installed it. It was very, very well thought out.
Huh. Yeah, I think I might have seen it, but like there was so many good raps. There wasn't like any like that I saw. There's always bad raps, but they didn't stand out this year where you're like, oh shit, that thing's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
good.
A lot of people brought their A game this year, so it was good to see. That's
good, man. That's good. I'm hoping that next year when I get to go, that I get to see a bigger variety of raps. When I talked to Mike in April, they said you get like one small section of like the rap game and where everybody's at. It'd be nice to get like a good sized portion of the event to be with the raps and everybody.
Dude, like almost every single booth in there had a rap car in it pretty well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so jealous. I'm so mad that I wasn't able to.
Like it's hard to explain SEMA to people that have never been there, because like people don't understand what SEMA is.
Right.
Like they think it's just like, oh, it's just a car show. No, like SEMA is the biggest show in North America, I think.
Oh, I think I think some people even said it's the biggest car show in the world. I don't know where you can find that.
I think probably like the Japan Auto Salon is probably bigger. I don't know. I think it might be, but like the SEMA show's huge. Yeah.
From what everybody says, you can't being there a whole week, you still miss out on seeing stuff.
You can't really walk the entire show and visit every single booth and look around in 4 days. It's like impossible. But the best part of SEMA is SEMA Ignited.
What is that?
Oh, SEMA Ignited is like, it's basically the cruise. So everyone rolls out of SEMA to like another parking lot, and you like basically show off your vehicle. So you get to like drive through huge crowds of people that are lined up on both sides of the road, like looking at you driving out in your car or truck or quad or whatever people are taking out, motorcycle. Like it's amazing feeling when you're rolling out.
Really? This is at the end of the event? Like
Yeah,
everybody's...
so Friday at 4:00 is the end of the show, and that's when everyone fires up their cars and starts driving out of the show.
Jesus.
And then you go over to a parking lot where they have like drifting. I think Nitro Circus was there this year doing a show. They have like live bands and food and just like all kinds of amazing fun.
It's just like an after party after SEMA.
Basically, yeah, there's just more places for people to drink.
That's the name of the game, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. As if you don't do enough of that at night when you're there, you know?
Yeah. So, like, it starts at 4:00, and then it'll go, like, there was people still rolling in at 9:00 at night.
Yeah, I mean, how many cars can you fit in the event that, you know, you start rolling out at 4, I mean, you're probably still rolling cars out of there a couple hours later still.
Oh, 9:00 at night, man. Oh, probably even later.
Jesus.
There's still people rolling in. Like, we left at about, I think it was just after 9, and there was still people coming.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but then, like, obviously the people that got there at 4 or 5 or 6, they've already rolled out and they're hitting the strip. And then you just roll down the strip. All you hear is train horns and just diesels rolling and fast cars going. Like, it's fun. It's hard to explain unless you do it, so.
Yeah, and you gotta be there at the last day. Is key. You can't leave before that. You miss out.
No. SEMA Ignite is awesome.
That's awesome. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. So a lot of people go do that, and then obviously the nightlife is pretty amazing. Or if you gamble, you go hit the casinos. The good thing about Vegas, you can hit every single casino and just like go. You don't like one casino, you just go to the next one, and it's fun.
That's insane. What other events did you attend when you were there? I know PID had their event. How was that?
Yeah, we went to that one. It was pretty good. They unveiled obviously their new colors like Avery and 3M and KPMF, Arlon, Tech Wrap, and I think there might have been some Aurafoil. So they all unveiled their cars in the parking garage area. But it was pretty neat just going to that. They had a lot of vendors on site there that you could go talk to. We went to the Wrappy Halloween party hosted by Dan Nava and I believe Tim as well from Rapper Mapper.
Mm-hmm.
So they put on a good party. That was fun. I didn't, like I said earlier, I didn't make it to the Avery one, although I would have loved to have. And then we went to the Dub party, which they had Wiz Khalifa performing. So
Damn.
we were in a booth, a private booth, just to the right of the stage. So
No shit.
you're in there, which ended up with me having now an air cast on my foot with a fracture in my foot. So
Jesus Christ.
Very, 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 very large, intoxicated man that shouldn't have been standing on the side of the wall that separates the two booths, who fell probably almost 6 feet into our booth, which ended up resulting in a hairline fracture on my right foot.
Jesus Christ.
So I waited until I got home because obviously we have free healthcare in Canada. So
Lucky.
to go to the hospital.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So
I didn't know you were in an air cast. I know last time we talked, you were talking about that and how somebody fell into the booth, but now they got you in a little air cast?
Yeah. It was not getting better. It was getting worse because I was walking on it. So, yeah.
Well, better your foot than your arm or your hand, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Where you couldn't squeegee or actually do any work. Fuck, that would be miserable. That's like
so now I just hobble along, do my thing.
That's like my biggest, I don't know. It's probably my biggest concern because I love the snowboard and do fun shit. It's just, I'm so scared that if I break an arm or something happens, I'm not going to be able to work. That's my biggest.
Well, you know what though? So I think it was last year. No, actually it was a year ago. Yeah, it would have been a year ago, last May, that I got racked up pretty bad and broke 6 ribs in my clavicle. And I mean, they said I was going to be laid up for 6 months. So I was like, screw that. I'm going back to work as soon as I can. So literally a month after, I was rapping again. So
Jesus, how did you do that?
The worst part was it was all on my right side, and I'm right-handed. So I've been doing this shit for a while, so I can squeegee right or left-handed. It doesn't really matter. So basically got used to doing everything left-handed, pulling the vinyl. I mean, it was tough. It wasn't easy, that's for sure. But I couldn't lift my arm up any higher than my frickin' belly button. So
which isn't high at all. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus. What did you get it from a skiing accident? What happened?
I just rolled a machine.
Oh.
Not being smart and doing donuts and got thrown around like a rag doll and ended up, racking myself up pretty bad and spent 7 days in the hospital. And it was in May. And then I think RapsCon was July or something or August. That not this past RapsCon, but the year before that. And they were all worried that I wasn't going to make it because I had already committed to working in the KPMF booth. And I'm like, no, don't worry, I'll be there. I'm coming.
Yeah, cast and all. Fuck it.
No excuses.
No, none.
With that shit, you can't get a cast because they don't cast you for ribs or even if you break your clavicle or, they don't cast that shit. You just get an arm in a sling and ribs just heal on their own.
Oh, that's gotta be miserable, dude. Any which way you turn, it's just that sharp pain or that shortness of breath.
My ribs still hurt now. Now that the weather's changing, I get pain in my ribs, but.
Oh, that's gotta be miserable.
Yeah. So.
And given that we live in colder areas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't help your joints and, if you got broken limbs and they're healing, the cold is just not your best friend, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
I'm gonna send you another picture of this shit. This is brutal.
Is it getting worse?
Oh yeah.
It's not letting up, huh?
Hell no, I'm going north, bro. So
Fuck.
This shit gets worse the further north I go.
Fucking better you than me, bro.
Yeah, the snow is bad.
Oh my God. I know you sent me a picture the other day when we were talking and I was just like, oh my God. It was probably I said what? It was 40 something degrees when you called? and it was kind of sunny out, and you're sending me pictures of fucking snow coming down. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, like it started snowing, and then all of a sudden I couldn't see my lawn anymore.
Oh, forget it. I'm good. I am not ready for winter. You know, I'm just.
This shit's coming down good. Like the flurries are huge. It's like it feels like I'm freaking like doing like mock whatever, like Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Going into a different dimension.
Warp speed.
Warp speed. That's freaking awesome. Oh, and I can't wait because, you know, at least here, it's so funny. It's because we get spoiled because we see all 4 seasons here. So, like, when we get that first snowstorm, everybody decides to drive really slow and kind of, like, really watching what they're doing. And I get aggravated. I'm a super Boston fucking... I'm a driver. I'll honk at you, give you the fucking lights. Let's go. We gotta, like, move it along.
Yeah, we got shit to do.
This isn't your fucking first rodeo. The fucking snow comes every year. It ain't no fucking different. Let's get it going. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and it's, oh, dude, that is what I'm dreading, is that first snowstorm where I have to drive into work and be late because people tend to forget how they drove the year before in snow.
Yeah, that's how it is right now. Where I got, let me switch it over to American on my Speedo so I can tell you how fast we're driving. I am doing 10 miles an hour right now in what would this be? I guess 10 and probably like a 70.
Jesus. Is it a lot of traffic near you, or are you just driving slow just to be cautious?
Like I'm up north. It's just basically people are just scared. Like they forget. Like they're normally people that have forgotten to put on their snow tires, or they forgot that, you know, snow is white and slippery. Like it's just stupid people.
Oh, you gotta love it.
Like, it's like, yes, this shit comes every year. If you waited this long to put your snows on, like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You know that the cold weather comes around October, and that you should be prepared for this shit.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny. Here we are.
Like, I'm literally at the point, like, my drive normally takes me an hour and a half. We've been talking for
an hour
and 10 minutes. I'm at the point where I'm still an hour away from home.
Jesus Christ!
Like I'm about 50 minutes from home right now, and it's just because of this bullshit.
It's crazy, dude. Commutes are crazy, man. When you know,
people weren't here, I'd be fucking flying.
Yeah, right. You'd already be almost home.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you're about an hour and a half from home to office.
Yeah, an hour. I'm an hour away from home now, and then an hour and a half from home to the shop, more or less on a good day. What it take. So
it's crazy, man.
Oh.
I know that ride all too well. My shop was about the same thing from where I lived. I lived 30, I think it was like 32 miles each way. About an hour. And I'd hit traffic to and from. It wasn't even like I didn't even get like a little bit of like a break from the traffic.
Yeah.
I literally was hitting it on the way there and hitting it on the way home every single day. Just fucking miserable.
These are the days that I'm pretty sure once I start getting closer to my place, I'll probably find a couple cars in the ditch.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, people are brutal.
And you know what's funny is like I can hear your windshield wipers. It's like not enough snow for the wipers to just hit perfect and not like get stuck.
Well, it's just because it's coming down and it's sticking to the ground, but it's not like really wetting the windshield enough. But yeah, this is brutal. I'm assuming we're gonna have a lot of snow tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah. Yep. Lot of cleanup.
Everyone know before I leave for work.
Do you got some cars in the garage already waiting for tomorrow?
Yeah, I got a Dodge to do before we take off for Utah.
Nice.
And yeah, I got that. And then got a Subaru. That's we have a while to do that because it's obviously put away for the winter. It's got full air ride and rims and wide body. So
Jesus.
But yeah, so we got that. And then what else? And then yeah, I leave for Utah.
Now you're flying, right? Not driving?
Yeah, gonna fly there.
Nice. You going solo too? Jim?
Yeah, Utah I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool, dude. Well, is there anything else you want to add to the SEMA recap here? I know we went a little off the rails, but
yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, it'll be cool to hear. Like, if you do, like, are you going to be talking with anybody else about SEMA? Or
I'll probably be bringing it up as long as it's like within reason. You know what I mean? It's not like 2 months away or something. I won't probably bring it up, but I know I've got I got Kenzie coming on next week, which is going to be cool.
Okay.
Another great female in the industry from Sharp Wraps in Texas, I think it is, right?
Yeah, she's in Texas. And just to clarify with the people listening that there are two Sharp Wraps in this business. There's Kinsey, and then there's Josh. Josh is over in Ohio, and Kinsey's over in I want to say San Antonio, I believe, Texas.
Yeah.
Or Dallas or Houston, I don't know. But she's over in Texas because a lot of people get them confused and think, one, they're either the same company or, you know, they're like a franchise. But yeah, there's two different Sharp Wraps, so, which I know both of them, so.
Perfect. I thought it was cool. I know we didn't bring it up, but now that, I brought up Kenzie's name, I thought it was nice that Avery did that, all women.
Oh, the all female.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I thought that was super badass. Cool. We need more of that, man. You know, I think
we have a lot and there's a lot of people don't know about. So
exactly,
yeah, got to get some more girls on there. So, what else was I gonna say? Okay, so I gotta give props to also Dan Nava and Tim Evans for putting on a great party as well, and for like obviously Tim as well. Tim's awesome. I
love Tim.
Tim is a very, very, very close friend. I consider him to be a very good friend. He does so much that a lot of people don't know. Like, besides Rapper Mapper, he's like the paparazzi of the rap industry. Like, he's everywhere.
Yeah, he definitely travels, out there to get involved and to take photography, as well as writing up just amazing blogs about his journey and what he's seen and what's going on in that area. It's just, I was super blessed to have him on the show and to talk a little bit and super blessed to meet him at RapsCon. Such a phenomenal man. And, just what he does for the industry is just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, him and Dan Nava as well. They did really, really amazing putting on that show, obviously, or the party, organizing it and getting it all ready. Everybody putting on the stuff. PID putting on the Wrap 2018, as well as, didn't go, but Avery for putting on these parties. So, I mean, if it wasn't for these guys, I know the Wrap 2018 was Fellers was a sponsor. I don't believe Frank made it this year. I didn't see his cowboy hat floating around, so I don't think Frank was able to make it to SEMA this year, but it's always good to see Frank when we do see him. But yeah, like Austin, I talked to him for a bit. It's a lot of work putting on these parties, so my hat's off to these guys for organizing it. I mean, the planning starts now for these for next year.
Right.
So, yeah. Truly amazing to put on such a great event so we can have even more fun in Vegas than we normally do. So.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you know, even the Wraps VIP party, it's just the amount of time and effort and honestly just like the help to put it together at, you know, when it comes the day of, it's, you know, the party favors, the tablecloths, the graphics, the you know, the you know, if they're doing contests, getting that all ready, the equipment for mics. It's just a lot of stuff that you don't see at the, you know, on the back end in order to get this all, the DJ, the liquor. It's like, you know, you take those things for granted. They definitely can put on a great event. I had a lot of, you know, it was great memories at the Wraps VIP party that I had. And, you know, to put that together for us, big props to Dan and Tim and Austin to be putting these events out for us, because that's the only time we can actually relax, get away from work, and kind of enjoy ourselves, you know?
Oh, it's funny. At the Wrap 2018, Austin actually had his son there who was busting his ass in the PID Pro Series booth. Like, man, I gotta say, Austin did really well raising that kid, because that kid was so polite. I went to give him a $2 tip and he wouldn't take it. And I like told Austin, I'm like, you tell your son that he needs to take this tip. Like, he's working hard. Like, busting his ass late at night, you know, in Vegas. So it was cool to see, like, just like the generation coming up, like that we still have hope in this younger generation, and Austin is raising his son well. So
that's awesome.
It was cool to see. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun, and definitely everyone involved that put on these events. I thank you personally for going through that, so we can have fun in Vegas, even more fun than we already are having. So, I mean, it's hard not to have fun in Vegas, and you're going to find out how much fun you can have in Vegas when you go next year.
Yeah, no shit, right?
You thought Long Beach was fun. Yeah. God damn. Like, Vegas is like times 1,000. Like, just being able to walk around drinking and not have to worry about it, like, that's just amazing in itself. So.
I mean, I have been to Vegas once, and I had a great time, and it's literally the city that never sleeps. It's just this.
And it doesn't. You can go to bed and wake up at 6 a.m, go downstairs to the casino, and there's people still gambling and drinking and having a good time. Like, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, it's insane that people have that much energy to do that, man. I've got to tap out at some point. I'm an old timer, man. I got to be in bed by like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the latest. And
I did one late night, and I was in bed. Like, I literally worked the show, went back to the hotel at 6 o'clock, and crashed.
No, you didn't.
Tired. Like, I stayed up like all night the night before, went on 2 hours sleep, went and worked the booth, and then I was like, man, I'm glad this day's over. Had a couple beers on the way back to the hotel, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a little nap, and then woke up, it was 6 a.m. I was like, whoa.
Wow. So, yeah, sometimes you just need to recharge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get that, you know, 12, 15-hour power nap in. You know what I mean? And just
Oh, hell yeah.
it just creeps up on you when you look at the time and you're like, holy shit, like that's crazy. What I was gonna ask you, at the Wrappy Halloween, who do you think had the best costume? Because I seen some videos and some photos, man.
Oh. It was hard. Like, there was a lot of cool ideas. I saw knifeless tape. I saw an alpha blade. I saw a squeegee. I saw, well, actually, Crystal from Candy Wraps was a candy. So there was some cool costumes.
Oh,
I went as myself, so I mean that was pretty good. So
yeah, what did you wear?
People knew who it was.
Would you wear the camo shorts and a black shirt and chucks?
No, I just dressed up like myself. So yeah, it was cool because a lot of people put a lot of thought into. Oh, and then there was a wrap glove. A boy over at what's freaking Marco's partner's name?
Marco's partner. I know. I forgot his name too. I seen it.
Yeah, he was the wrap glove. Yeah,
I thought that was awesome, dude. That had some fucking thought in it.
That was freaking amazing. The fact that he made that shit, that was awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was impressed with that one.
That definitely. Who ended up winning? Do you remember?
I don't remember leaving that place. So.
Okay.
Shots come out and beers go flying, and it was pretty fun. And that might have been the night that we went to the dub party after. So I believe that was the night.
There you go.
My foot injury happened.
So needless to say, you didn't feel it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't feel like I fought. And the next day I woke up, I was like, "Whoa,
what happened last night?
Something's not right." Yeah,
it's like the movie.
Right.
It's like the movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, you just didn't have the little. Oh, man. You just didn't have the naked Asian guy come out of the trunk.
No, that's for sure. We didn't have any naked Asian guys.
Fuck.
Oh hell yeah! It was good. It was good fun. Had a lot of fun. Can't wait for RapsCon, and then SEMA 2019 is gonna be. I mean, it's a year away now. It'll come quick.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I'm already planning at least for RapsCon again, 100%. That was just so cool. I had a lot of fun.
I don't know. Are they doing RapsCon in Long Beach this year? Or is it going back to Indy? I can't remember if they announced it.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything that Ruggs put out yet. But
I should ask Ruggs. I saw him at the show. I didn't really get a lot of a chance to talk to him and harass him like I normally do.
He's another one that goes, in the back end of, the parties and the events getting put together. I mean, if it wasn't for him as well, I mean, RapsCon probably wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? And all these other little shows that come up.
My best memory of Ruggs, and I believe you were there, was when he almost flipped the table at my hotel sitting on it. Do you remember that?
No.
Remember we met downstairs and Ruggs was into the wobbly pops and sat on the corner of the table and almost launched his beer across the room.
Yeah, he was coming down for last call, shooting the shit.
Oh. Yeah.
And you called
awesome.
and you called that night early for yourself too, because I think I was down there with Ruggs.
Another one. I gotta be a little bit responsible sometimes and
just a little
not
bit.
Go wild but I'll send it a couple times. But yeah, that night I think I called her quits around like 11:30, 11 o'clock. So.
Yeah. That was good time. Yeah, and you missed a lot after that. I'll tell you that because I was down there for at least another hour, and then who showed up? It was
Charlie, I believe.
Yes, Charlie was there, and oh my God, the other person is escaping me, and I'm not even gonna guess because there was another person there too that was there. So it was like 4 or 5 of us: Ruggs, Charlie, and like 2 other people, and we were probably there at least 12:30, maybe a little later. But it was nice. Yeah. It was nice, to talk away, from being in an event and kind of being rushed, to get that time to talk to Ruggs, first time kind of meeting him, you know what I mean? Pick his brain, talk about the event. That was super cool. I take away so much from that because it's you get to talk like a normal person. You don't have like 5 seconds to talk because during those events, he's running around making sure everybody's good and nobody needs anything. And it's nice when you get that time to just relax and just talk,
Hell yeah.
Really good.
Definitely. Ruggs is definitely another guy that I'm thankful for in this industry that puts on the great events for us as well. There's a whole bunch of them. There's people we don't even know about that are the behind the scenes people that do so much for this. Like, yeah, I'm grateful for it. I enjoy it. I love the company of meeting up with everyone and, talking to people that you may have known for forever on social media that you finally get to meet face to face, and you don't even, it's not even like you're meeting a stranger, like when we met for the first time.
Right. Yeah.
We've never met each other, but yeah, we shot the shit. Like we went to school together. So.
I know, right? That's the best part, and I think, and I think the part of it has got probably a little bit to do with the podcast where people listen, and then when you finally get to meet the person, you aren't as shy or kind of like sketch about going up to somebody to say hi, or you kind of already know them a little bit, you know what I mean? And I get that a lot. Like people will say, I got to talk to, Dan Antonelli or Christina McKay, and like I just felt weird, but it was nice. That would be the first thing that will come up. Oh, I heard your podcast. You know what I mean? Or I heard your episode, and people, that will start the conversation a little bit, which is nice. How's your snow?
Oh, it's great.
How's your snow situation? You still sketch or?
Yeah, I'm still doing that. Still behind in the same cars, driving slow. So.
Jesus. So how far are you now from the house?
I'm passing my parents' farm, so 40 minutes, 35 minutes.
My God. Snow is really putting a damper on your travel.
Yeah, definitely it is tonight.
Fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah, plows are out.
What is it?
The plows are out, so it's bad.
Oh yeah, salting and plowing.
Yeah.
But I know your service is gonna get a little sketch as you get further north and everything. I want to make sure we don't get cut off too soon. But is there anything else you want to bring up from your SEMA trip, or you think we're all wrapped up?
No, I just think if anyone's never gone, they need to go, get registered, get a pass, go next year. Because SEMA show isn't open to the public, so you can't just go there. You have to get approved. So if you want to go, you get registered as soon as registration opens, and book early. Get your hotel booked and get your flights booked, because they're obviously cheaper the earlier you go, and the availability is better. So.
What's that process like when you fill out that paperwork? What do they do? Just verify that you're a business?
Yeah, you got to give them your business info. So you got to give them credentials. So you got to give them like a business number, or there's a little bit, it says on the website what you need to get verified. So like a business card, an ID number, a business number, like you got to be approved to go. Like you can't just be like, hey, I want to go to SEMA. But I'm sure you being new could probably get a way in, because there's a lot of people that you know that can get you a pass under their umbrella. So
Right.
if you have problems getting it, so there's always someone, I'm sure, that can hook you up.
Phone a friend. Good old Chuck.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, you definitely people gotta go. If they've never been, they gotta go.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's pretty hard to explain, and the photos, the videos, the live feeds, the YouTube videos, it
doesn't do any justice. You gotta live it.
Right. Yeah, you got to be in that moment for sure.
Yeah, you gotta live it. Yeah. So yeah, if you can talk the future missus into having your honeymoon in Vegas. I think we stay at the Hard Rock, so we can get you guys like the big suite there, where we can all come and hang out by the pool and
live it up.
Hell yeah.
That's so funny.
So,
yeah. I'm gonna start putting the bird in the air now. You know what I mean? Because I got a whole year.
Hey, well, I know one way of doing it.
Yeah, don't even fucking say it. Don't even fucking say it, dude. I know where this is going already.
I know a certain somebody that wants a Canada Goose jacket. I'm sure you could trade off Canada Goose jacket, Vegas. I think that'll work out for you.
Shit, I knew that was gonna make it in somewhere. Fucking A. So this has got like a super backstory. I start letting my fiance in on like, well, it all goes back to just you and me talking. She's always like, who are you talking to? And I'm always like, Chuck. Oh, where's Chuck? He's in Canada. He's a good friend. I had him on the podcast. We talk all the time. And he's like, oh, he's in Canada, huh? All of a sudden, guess who becomes friends? Fucking Chuck and my fiance. Now my fiance is like, hey, Chuck, how much are the Canada Goose jackets in Canada? And it's just, I'm like sitting in the car and they're like DMing each other, and I could see his little emoji. And I'm like, are you talking to Chuck? And she's like, yeah, I'm asking him about the Canada Goose, see if he can get me one for cheaper to mail. I'm like, dude, like you don't do that. Like what the hell? Like trying to like get in with my buddies to get like, product. It's like, what the fuck? Like, really? But at the end of the day, they are a little bit cheaper there. So
it's not that they're cheaper. It's just obviously the exchange rate from Canada to the U.S. Like, costs $1.30 to get $1. You know what I mean? With the exchange, 30 cents or 35 cents on the dollar. So, I mean, if you think 800 Canadian dollars to US dollars, it's like $500 or $600. So that's a lot of savings when you look at it that way. I personally would never pay that much for a coat.
Yeah, right.
Because I wear a hoodie or two hoodies all winter long. So, but it's just insane. I thought that was funny when she was like, "Hey," I'm like, I don't want any part of this.
I know. You texted me. You're like, dude, I'm out of this conversation. I'm nixing it.
I cannot keep a secret from
Jeff. I mean, if you're saving me money, great. Perfect.
So I think that's what you need to do, Jeff. Get her a Canada Goose jacket. You go to Vegas. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, 1 for 1.
Yeah.
That's going to be my in. It's going to be my leverage right there.
right there. Yeah.
I'm
Two
actually
birds
gonna
with one stone.
I'm gonna talk to her tonight about it. I'm gonna bring it up. Just
Be
gonna
like,
stop
Chuck
playing.
came up with a great idea.
Dude, it's all about planting that seed, bro. Just you plant that seed now and just let it grow, and till that day comes, we'll be all set. I'll be seeing you in Vegas.
There you go. And you won't need your Canada Goose jacket.
No, you won't. Definitely won't. But I'll probably need a new pair of kicks for all the walking.
Yeah. So the best thing with SEMA is before you go hit the show, the day before, you go visit the Nike outlet, get yourself a brand new pair of Air Max to walk because you want a nice comfy pair of shoes.
All right, so this is a little insider with Chuck. I've already figured Chuck out, meeting him that one time, is that everywhere that Chuck goes, he buys a pair of sneakers, and they have to be Nikes.
Well, not as bad as old Knops Wraps, but that guy's got a big shoe collection. I'm just following in the footsteps, but in the little footsteps. I'm just like I'm an amateur compared to him. He's pro, but I got a fetish for Air Force Ones. So wherever I go, I always get at least one or two pairs of Air Force Ones, or I get me a good set of freaking Air Max to wear, especially come SEMA time and you want to have a nice comfy pair of shoes. And the first year I ever did it, I had a brand new pair of DC shoes, which Knops threw in the garbage because he's like, those are shit. We're getting you real shoes.
He's brought you
brand
over to the
pair of DCs. And DCs aren't that cheap too when you get some good ones. And he was like, yeah, those are shit. We're gonna get you some real shoes. So
oh my god, brought you over to the big leagues.
He created the monster. So I collect Air Force Ones or vintage shoes. Like I like my old Reeboks or like my old looking Nikes. So got a couple pairs of Adidas, but yeah, they gotta be some old school looking Nike sneakers. So
that's freaking awesome. I think that's kind of cool. You could take a little bit away from each place you go and check things out, because honestly, a lot of different places that you visit have different styles of shoes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, obviously. You in Cali, those Converse are the style, so you saw those, the trucks, so
that was my go-to.
Those are pretty popular in California.
And they had a killer sale, dude.
Went over to Converse, and they had you could buy 3 for the price of 1.
Right? Who the fuck does that? How do they make any money off those things?
I think you and Mully from the Rap Artists would get along because you guys are always wearing Chucks.
Did you see? So he must have caught wind of it too, because he was wearing pink ones at RapsCon.
Oh, dude, that guy's got. I bet you he's got about the same amount of shoes as Knops does, but his are all Chuck Taylor.
Oh my!
They're
God.
all. Yeah.
That is so funny.
So
fucking shoes.
So you're walking SEMA, get yourself a brand new pair of Air Max the day you show up, before you even walk the show, because you're gonna be doing a lot of walking.
Let everybody know what size you are too, so they can bring you a pair.
10.5.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend that, and drink lots of water and lots of alcohol.
Yeah, hydrate yourself.
You definitely want water in the middle of the desert. I made the mistake of just drinking beer one year, and I lost my voice on the first day. So you want to have lots of water. keep hydrated.
Oh man, yeah, and the headaches, dude. That probably can't. That can't get old. You know what I mean? The hangovers. And there's nothing worse than having a hangover in the heat. Oh my God.
Oh, there's nothing a little Tylenol or Advil won't fix.
Yeah, or a little bit more.
Unless you go crazy and you get wild, like where you're just mixing beer and liquor and shots, like that's a dangerous recipe right there.
Oh,
so.
hell yeah. That's it's gonna take me a little bit longer to wake up the next day. Moment.
Yeah, I did it one year. I went hard and I missed the entire Thursday of the show.
You missed the whole day?
Oh, I woke up at 7 o'clock at night.
Oh my God.
It was a dub party too. The dub party can get really bad when you're in a booth and they got the bottle service, and yeah, it can get ugly. 2 years ago I did that. Who was performing that night? Oh, 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz
was performing. Yeah, and yeah, man, I got crazy and I missed the entire Thursday of the show.
Oh my God.
To the point where Martin called, was like, "Are you coming today?" Or I was like, "Oh man, I'm in bed. Like I ain't coming. Like you're on your own. Have fun. What time's dinner at? Okay, 9. I'll see you then."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
To lose a day, man. That's
dude,
impressive,
yeah.
bro.
It was bad. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Me and Grey Goose do not get along.
Oh, you and Gray.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was drinking that shit like water. Oh, yeah. Oh, just fill up the glass.
Yeah. No need to get me a new one. Just fill up the one I got.
I don't even remember how I got home. All I know is I owe it to my boys from Fort Vector and frickin' Miyagi from Miami for getting my white ass home.
That's crazy.
They put me in a cab. I don't know how the hell I got to my room, but I don't even remember leaving that club.
Oh, them are some good friends, dude.
I owe them guys for sure.
That's fucking awesome.
They got my ass home, so yeah. Or I would have been who knows where, but it was the next day was a rough day. I went to get up in the morning and was like, nope, ain't gonna happen.
You just know when your feet land on the floor, you're just like, nope. I think I'm just gonna lay them back down and try to sleep.
All I gotta say is, I woke up that morning when Martin left, and I was on the floor of our room, and I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "You just came in and you fell flat on your face and didn't get up."
Oh my God!
I was like, "Wow." He's like, "Yep. I heard you fumbling with the room key for 20 minutes in the door." I'm like, "You didn't open it?" He's like, "Hell no. It was funny."
Now that's a good friend. That's a really good friend. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it was, man. Yeah. So I will never, ever, 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 ever drink Grey Goose again because I just can't drink vodka for one.
No, it's disgusting, bro. Vodka. My God.
I feel like I'm drinking freaking 70% isopropyl alcohol.
You might as well be drinking that, man. Oh, disgusting. I'm like a beer guy. Give me a couple beers, I'll be good.
Here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can slam beers all night long, and then, add a couple shots in there within reason.
Yeah.
But, yeah. As soon as I start drinking the hard shit, I know our booth this year, those guys were all about the Crown Royal, and I was not having any part of that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, the guys from Rap Logic there, they bought a couple, we had a couple shots, so they brought up the tequila, which is never a good idea any time of the day. So I was like, damn, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are we drinking tequila?
Oh, that's another one, man. That taste will never get old.
I think, we did fireball shots at one point. So
Fireball.
yeah, Fireball's another big hit. So
How about Jaeger shots? I watched.
Jaeger shots. I'll do that shit all night long.
Really, dude? I watched my buddy throw up literally right after he took a shot. He couldn't take it.
Yeah. I had Jaeger in my room, so we did a couple Jaeger shots when we got back from the bar the one night. So yeah, I'll do Jaeger. Jaeger's not that bad.
I think this has become from the SEMA recap to a AA meeting here on the All Wrapped Up podcast. Fucking tell me all your secrets and you know how long have you been sober and you know.
Yeah, how long have Hi, my name is Chuck and I'm an alcoholic.
Oh man, I mean, but that's kind of the life you live. I mean, honestly, we get those 4 or 5 days there. You know, you want to have fun. You know, what else are you gonna do?
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, you know what? We're all there to have a good time. We all work hard all year long. Like to some people, SEMA's, you know, just another day because we gotta work it, and others, it's like that's their week off.
Right.
Like, that's what we all work for. So it's good. Like everybody's walking around. We're all there for the same reason. So we're all there to have fun. We're all there to chit chat, pick each other's brains, and talk to people that we actually have never met face to face. So I love SEMA. I love Vegas. I love this industry. So it's a lot of fun.
Fucking
I wouldn't want to be part of any other industry because I don't think any other industry has as much fun as we do in ours. So
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you 100%. I love that, and honestly, that's a perfect way to end this segment because we're creeping on 2 hours.
Yeah,
creeping on 2 hours now, and I know I don't want to have you on the phone for too long, even though you're almost home now, right?
Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm about 5 minutes away now. So
good, man. This worked out perfect. It got you on your ride home and got to talk about SEMA a little bit, catch up, some old times, reminiscing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, as always, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate all you do because you do a lot. A lot of people might just think that you're just a podcast guy, but you do a lot for us. You get a lot of information out there for us, and you talk to a lot of great people, and I'm very honored to be able to call you a friend and to be able to talk with you, you know, on and off the podcast. And like it's great. I love this industry, and I'm very, very thankful for everybody that is part of it. I mean, there's a lot of people, even some new people that I look up to because I just like everyone's got good ideas, and I like seeing how people do the way they do things, and I want to learn from the old dogs and the new dogs. So
for sure, I appreciate that, man, and it's likewise on my end too. It's it's funny. It's I also talk to you off air, and I talk to a lot of my guests off air too. Like they'll just send me text messages or whatever, and I'm super grateful to build that relationship where it doesn't have to be all business either. It could be personal, talking about life and whatever the case may be. And I think that's such a great feeling that it doesn't have to be all about the rap industry. It can be a little bit about, what you did with your kids this weekend. Cause, I'm all about that. I've got my kids every weekend, and, that's kind of my time to spend with them. So I try to keep those weekends open, but, it's nice to have that relationship because it just, you interact with that person a little bit more, and, you can kind of feed off each other when you're having a bad day or, whatever the case may be, man. And the feelings are likewise for sure, dude. And I'm super, super blessed to have people like you, Dan Nava, Dan Antonelli, Tim Evans, Nate Krause, Christina, just so many people just in my life that, I would have never had the chance to reach out or talk, if I didn't have this platform to if I didn't have this platform just in general, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just crazy.
But you've actually, if you think about it, you've connected a lot of people too. Like, without you, a lot of people wouldn't know about certain people in this industry because you've been like the middleman to introduce a lot of people. Like, yeah, you've had a lot of well-known people in the industry. You've also had people that are up-and-comers that, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't know who some of these people are. So, like, that's very, very, that's amazing for that. Just.
For sure. Yeah, dude, it's like I've said numerous times, it's the old dogs and the new dogs I want to have on. I don't want to be kind of that one person that only wants to have the heavy hitters on or the big people on. Just recently the VRD, you know what I mean? He's only been in business for a year. But this dude is like in PID, Mark's in PID. He's got his own carbon fiber prints. He's got the machines. He's doing commercial. He's doing color change. He's designing. Like, he works with his dad. Like, it's just amazing what a year. I mean, he was wrapping from his dad's shop a while back, but like to just be open for a year and be able to do what he did. And he's in like Connecticut, so like he's probably only like 2.5 hours from me. But to see an up and comer like that, man, like he's a mover and shaker, man. He's gonna be doing some great stuff. And I'm super blessed that even people that I don't reach out as much as I used to, that people will email me or DM me and want to be part of the show and share their stories and their knowledge and have share their perspective of how the industry is for them, because it's different for everybody in different states, West Coast, East Coast, North, South. We all have different struggles and stuff like that, but it's definitely humbling, man. And to think about almost a year ago, you and I met.
Well, you just celebrated your 1 year, did you not?
I did last week or so, but like I think I had you on just before the new year, right? I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I'll have to go back and check it, but I'm almost positive. It was just before the new year, or literally right after the new year. I had you on, so we're coming up on our 1 year. What do they call it? Friendery? What do they call that? Friend anniversary.
I want to say it has almost been a year, because I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember, because I was listening to the podcast. And it was the science scientist?
Yes, the science scientist. Yep, my buddy Dave.
I was putting my Christmas lights up and listening to their podcast.
See?
So it was right before Christmas, and it was after Veterans Day, so because I always put up my Christmas lights after Veterans Day.
Okay, there you go. Then that worked out perfect. And I'll never forget the funny story when I DM'd you. And you were like, "Oh, I'm already going to be on the show." And I was like DMing you on your personal, and then talking to you on the on your business one. Yeah. And I was just like, "Who the hell is this?" And then you fucked with me for a little while. You're like, "I'm already going to be on it."
Yeah.
Good times, man. I'm so
Hell
happy to
yeah.
have these memories. I mean, I can't believe just 1 year ago already how a year flies by for everybody. I mean, geez, just sit back and reflect what the fuck you did all year. It's already there. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like really, like, think about that. Like, we talked almost a year ago, and I just feel like it's only been like maybe a couple months, if that.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna look right now.
That's
Let's see.
That has gotta be like surreal. How quickly time flies.
Yeah. On best of, let's see, previously played available episodes. Let's go back to 2017. December 24th it came out, right before Christmas.
Just before Christmas. Wow.
That's when it was like a couple weeks before Christmas we talked.
Yep. And I had posted that I was talking to you on December 14th on Instagram.
Yeah, because Science Scientist came out on November 28th.
Yeah, so a month later. So you were probably...
that was your first episode, right?
It was. So you'd figure you were episode maybe, 6 or 8 around there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. I was right after Dan Nava's episode.
Yeah. There you go.
So
go figure, dude.
Yeah. So it'll be a year this December.
Amazing.
So
just amazing.
Hell yeah.
Well, at least we're doing a little follow-up, a little bit of a follow-up with the SEMA recap show,
Yeah.
See how you're doing. You're all moved into your new place and settled in, and things are popping for you, dude. It's definitely nice. I remember you were moving all your stuff from that you had, all your racks at your house that you had, moving them all over to the shop and all that good stuff.
And we bought a printer since then, and so
just amazing.
We've come a long way, and since last December in the year,
hell yeah,
we got an Oki printer. We got a Seal 62-inch base with the roll-to-roll option laminator. Got the GraphTech plotter. Yeah.
How do you like the Oki printer?
Bro, I would recommend that printer over any printer. The Oki printer is by far the best printer on the market.
What was that? Solvent, right?
Eco solvent, yeah, and you know where I stand on that. So
oh yeah.
I'm not sold on latex, so I don't know. Latex to me can't hold its own against a solvent or eco solvent printer. So I find the colors are way more vibrant. They last longer. They don't discolor. They don't distort. Like, it's just, all in all, eco solvent is the best way to go. I would rather wait 24 to 48 hours to gas it out and laminate it and get a more superior product than be able to laminate right away. So to me, that I would rather have that over, laminating it right away and installing it. I'm eco solvent 100%. And Oki, if you're in the market for a printer, go check out Oki.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like an underrated. I've never honestly I didn't hear about them till RapsCon. I didn't know about Oki. I'm not a big printer person as much as I was before, but they from what I've seen in the print wise and the quality, it looks bomb.
Yeah. So what you got to do is you got to go contact Kelly at Oki and tell her Chuck from the Wrap Promoter sent you. They got great tech support. Omar is absolutely amazing with Oki. I talked to a couple of the guys at the Oki booth as I was passing through one morning and showed them the print for my truck, which was printed on KPMF crystalline white. So it gave it a metallic flake in the print. Hands down, Oki, 100%. I had a Roland back when my dad had his shop. So Roland was always good to us. Mackey's a good printer, but hands down, the Oki is phenomenal.
Yeah. Is the price point pretty good for Oki too?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
For like their entry level, which is, I think I can't remember if we got the E or the M. I think the M is the better one, but ours is like the entry level. It's still an amazing printer.
Mm-hmm.
It prints quick. It has a take-up reel. It's amazing. I love it. So, yeah, if you're in the market for it, check out the Oki. We went to every single booth at what show was it? ISA in Orlando.
Yep.
So we gave them their 10 to 15 minutes to sell us on why their printer was the best. We went to every single printer manufacturer. We went to Epson, HP, Mamaki, Roland, and we went to Oki, and Kelly sold us. Like Troy did a test from Wrap Glove. Printed solid black and did the stretch test.
Yeah.
He put it on on a chair and stretched it almost 2 feet, and it did not discolor.
Really?
So that sold us right there.
What was it printed on? Do you remember?
On Avery, I believe.
Wow.
So.
Wow. That's impressive.
So I have to tell you this right now. I'm just getting into my little town, and it looks like somebody decided to drive a motorcycle today, and he's stuck on the side of the road.
Are you kidding me? That takes an intelligent person.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be riding a motorcycle right now. So.
Yeah, well, that thing should be put away for the winter time.
Hell yeah.
He should know
they were
better.
calling for snow today. That's just stupidity right there.
Yeah, that's definitely knocking on somebody's door.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So, I gotta cut you loose. I'm just picking my daughter up. She went to the movies tonight with a friend, and to save them a 10-minute drive home, I've been told by my wife to go and pick her up. So, I will have to talk to you later, and it's always a pleasure, Jeff. Thank you for having me on the show, as always, and truly grateful for you and our friendship and everything else. So you do a lot of work for this industry, and I appreciate it.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And as always, man, let everybody know where they can find you on social media and stuff to get in contact with you, bro.
You can get me on my personal, which is ECDcustoms_Chuck, to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day, or you can follow my business account, which is the Wrap Promoter, which we basically promote the industry as best as we can and show people what people are doing all around the world. So, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you're following that. And if you guys want to promote with Chuck, hit him up on the Wrap Promoter, and he'll hook you up.
Awesome.
Cool, dude. All right, man. Well, drive safe. Have fun tonight, and I'll talk to you again sometime this week.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Have a good night.
What's up, everybody? Hope you enjoyed this episode of the All Wrapped Up podcast. Hit that rank button and review. And to stay up to date with future podcasts, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, folks, that's a wrap.